bounce is a problem. Lena's got a ton of magic nuke damage, but their last pick had to be something offering some answers to Husker. So
prepare for battle.
We'll see how it works out.
With that, we get underway here, ladies and gentlemen. MVP Hot 6 in the driver's seat, leading 1-0 in the 2-game set versus the previously undefeated Vici Gaming. Vici Gaming running through the lineups quickly. We'll have Super on the left track, so it will be a course track in the end. Fenrir playing the support Earthshaker, not the offlane shaker we were discussing. Timbersaw will be in the hands of iceiceice. Of course, wearing, I believe, his own pro gear here. You know, looking pretty as ever, self-made. You can't get it in the store. FY on the Rubik, and that does leave up top Hal on the Ember Spirit. Meanwhile, for MVP, we've got Jerax, who'll be roaming as the bounty hunter, not on a big team fight here like we're accustomed to seeing him on. Stunby playing the offlane clock. It's MP handling the Bloodseeker and going mid. Heen, Yurlina, and that leaves Forev on, I would call it a signature here only because we see it so infrequently, and he's one of the few that actually plays it in competitive on the Huskar.
Well, the early roaming, no, not roaming, early deep ward planted by the left track in the mid lane. He actually went into the high ground next to the Ancients to plant this from up above, so it actually didn't get... Oh, no, okay, they realized what happened. Very handy D ward coming out.
That's going to hurt Vici Gaming quite a bit here.
Yeah, it's...
Especially against the bounty hunter, not having that vision, he doesn't even have to run around invis anymore.
And the other ward is generally in the off lane. They know the other ward is typically in the off lane for iceiceice, so that's down bottom, giving him vision. And also, I'm curious ward from iceiceice down bottom, not really behind the trees, not really help. I guess he'll maybe cut down these trees at some point.
Oh, that's the Radiant ward.
Oh, that's a Radiant ward, you're right. No, so the other ward hasn't been planted yet. Like,
let's see. Yeah, it's on F5.
Okay, never mind. I thought that was nice iceiceice where I was like...
I was with you. I'm like, wait a second. That's not a very good dire wall.
No. So this will, yeah, get vision out in lane and spot... Because iceiceice will be trying to go for runes where possible, because he'll get zoned out pretty hard by the Husk.
Well, for now, Fenrir is the salve bearer for Super. It doesn't want that courier to get sniped, so he just walks it out to the lane. Always the threat with the bounty hunter, but a hero that's well equipped to kind of help out in that situation. Bottom lane, we'll see iceiceice went for the double mango strat. On paper, a great item for Timbersaw. You've already got reactive armor, so you've got some natural HP regen. It just kind of stacks up, and at this point he's working with 6, make it 7 HP regen a second. But he's up against flaming spears, heavy harass from Heen's support Lena. And if he has to start eating these things just to try and stay in the lane and chain away, then he's going to be in a lot of trouble.
Yeah, so he'll want to hold on to them as long as possible until he's going for kills. And
that's a lot of regen. That's 11 with the tangos. Maybe that's why they picked him, was not even just for the pure damage, but just the raw regen that Timbersaw has in lane.
It definitely helps. I still think
mid
at
lane,
some point they're going to have
big pot. Super going in. Who's going to win the man fight? It is Super. And that's not a great way to start the lane for your Bloodseeker.
And that was the Radiant Sentry actually wasn't in range of the dire one there, so the Sentry battle kind of favoring Vici Gaming here since they have vision over the lane for the bounty hunter.
He does at least get the experience, but if you're dying early as Bloodseeker, Leshrac is going to be very difficult to deal with. Just not a hero you want to run in on, as we mentioned, and if you fall behind, then that becomes even more so the case.
Yeah, thinking he just had maybe the edge with Jerax nearby, but it's a...
It was the Fissure. The Fissure just kept the bounty hunter back and really did the damage.
Stunby at top, he gets caught out, and Hal just walked in with the Flame Guard, and then FY in range for a telekinesis, so...
Nice takedown there. Normally offlane Clock, not a hero that dies that much early, but it's the Clock that dies first, not the Timbersaw, who still has his double mango. May need to ferry a set of tangos if he takes too much more harass. But
he's in a tough spot. At this point, the lane equilibrium is far enough away from his tower that he can't really get any experience. And this is where Timbersaw really fell off as a pick, because he had no real way. He can't jungle at all. He struggles to actually get XP in lane if he gets zoned out properly, and that's exactly what Heen has been doing here with the help of, I mean, the strongest laning carry almost in the Huskar.
Yeah, I mean, maybe you throw the Viper into that discussion, but Huskar is... He's definitely...
potential is pretty ferocious for solo offlaners.
Dire's top tower
does have a sentry ward. He has not planted it just yet. He's going to go for a pull, but in they go. They get off the slow. Jerax does have the Orb of Venom, but a great lift. He chooses Sunby, not Jerax. That was the correct play, and it allows him to just walk away with the early boots pickup. I was thinking about a double tango through to go for this and counter-initiate, but doesn't end up finding the opening.
And Earthshaker Fenrir just continuing to camp this mid lane, realizing that he can maybe look to set up a similar play to what he just did, where one fissure into a splitter, maybe waiting for Leshrac to hit level 5, but also importantly just being around to stack neutral camps and then secure these runes as the 4-minute mark is approaching.
No stacks just yet. He hasn't gotten any going, but you see MP with quite a bit of move speed, and that's going to force iceiceice back to the base. He has bought his boots, though. Did not get the tangos. Trish tried to rush him right away. Oh, that could be a good silence. He's a bit for the clip. He doesn't have to fight super, and now he can look to go in. There's no points in eating, but there's too much backup. It's just a Vici Gaming dog pile here at the top room. They send an extra man, and if they didn't, that's probably a dead Lesh, but with the 3, they're able to hold it, get the rune, and then just back off.
Smart sentry as well. FY kind of just guess when Bloodseeker's going for that rune as he is, when he just knew the bounty hunter would show up there. So good blind sentry coming out, gets the bounty hunter, and Earthshaker also starting the stacks there. So he gets the first stack on that big camp, and that's something where Super can just get out of control with a crazy amount of farm if he has stacks, as well as the fact that he's dominating this mid lane.
In terms of farm here, looking at the creep scores, it's a little bit of a lead here for Hot 6, guys. Yeah, despite how the kill score is going.
Clock is getting farm and level. Clock is doing much better than iceiceice. This is what very much like something you see from iceiceice. He'll die in the off lane, but if it's to get experience and farm, it's worth it. But problem is, as Timbersaw, he's going to die and not even get XP down here. As soon as he comes in XP range, he's getting pummeled, and he's only just now found a way to snuck himself into these trees and leech some XP from this lane.
And Forev closing in on a level 6. He is rushing the armlet. It's going to be a pretty fast one. And once you get the armlet, the big play potential can come out, but it's kind of tough to armlet toggle this game. You've got the Rubik lift, the Lesh stun, the chains potentially just to hold you in position for everything else, and then the fissure as well, which can come out of nowhere. I feel like that's almost more of an issue than the pure damage. Just you try to armlet toggle, you get stunned, and you just die without getting to do anything. So we'll see. How good will 4F be? Well, not quite there yet.
It gives him a ton of solo kill potential. He can go for the solo Roche play. But yeah, they've got a lot of stuns, and during that chain stun, they can just look to right-click him down. But TF looks out for him as it looks like this next rune is not going to be contested. Clockwork even rotated in, and Super just says, I'm following him.
Oh, they're bringing in FY. He actually wants to fight it. He's pinning the bounty hunters here, guys. The bounty hunter's here, and indeed he is. Sentry pop, they fissure block him, but it's on the wrong side. They're going to lift him over the fissure. Nope, not quite. Just back into a Lesh stun. That's some teamwork there by Vici, showing just how comfortable they are playing around the FY Rubik, and well, a good read by him. They see Sunby moving in, and they're saying there's no way Clock goes for this unless there's also Bounty Hunter here. Let's just get the easy pick. So far, it's been a very poor opening for the Bounty Hunter from Jerax.
Oh, there's Armlet. And this is the power of Husker.
And another death. It's Sunby is going to die mid. It's just wave after wave of Vici Gaming heroes charging into the mid lane and just finding easy pickoffs.
Yeah, let me know. Beastly combo here is going to go for the...
no TP. He might have this one. Yes, sir. He does with the armlet.
They're
going to need more of that from Forev, but that is a great way to get his team in the game. 5-1 the score now.
Yeah, this is going to be a problem lane. I mean, there was no real last pick they could put in the off lane against the Husker. They're just hoping that once iceiceice gets levels, he can be a useful hero at dealing with him. And this Husk, he's not even going to go back to base. He just stays down here, constantly armlet toggles. He's fine. You armlet toggle, you get 500-ish HP, so that's going to be enough unless Vici Gaming really rotate 3 or 4 heroes down there.
He's definitely glad the Bloodseeker's on his team.
Picking Husk with the other team as Bloodseeker probably a bad idea.
Not again. Sunby walks right back into mid, again picked off. They are just annihilating bottom, and meanwhile, while that was going on, Huskar suicides, but he gives Timbersaw the kill first. That is the kill. The kill mid is bad, but or not ideal rather. But that full kill bottom is the one you just can't afford if you're Hot 6.
Yeah, I didn't see what happened, but I imagine it was just an outplay where
I think he dove for it and then just armlet toggled at the wrong time. Would be my guess.
iceiceice probably just outplayed the armlet toggle, or he messed up the armlet toggle.
Now he's looking for Heat, who just stuck around behind the tower. He's going to get stunned. There will be another chain already, and Heen running around the Rosie.
iceiceice is suddenly recovered from like a terrible laning stage, which is just what you'd expect.
They got him. And they are even going to give iceiceice the last hit. He's already well on his way to his arcane boots. They have ruptured FY, and they freaking need this kill. The fissure won't connect. FY should be going down here. The lift comes out. Good toss, not good enough. MP getting on the board. That's almost a Midas. But meanwhile, Ember hunting Jarek's top. He's carrying a personal dust.
Shot in mid lane.
But Jarek's juked him, and in the meantime, like you said, there's a hook shot on mid. Going on to Fenrir. MP doesn't finish the job. They do manage to at least try to retreat the Bloodseeker out of this one. The Ember of Hal rotated in. He did, the Clockwork did end up falling there to Super's Leshrac while that was going on. And, well, that's not great.
I mean, classic Hot 6 game, just chaotic. Fights happening in all 3 lanes and just trying to keep Vici Gaming just kind of, not so much on tilt, but just trying to play this kind of crazy, unpredictable style. And it works here or there, like the giving iceiceice those 2 kills completely negated all the work they've done zoning him out, but it's still very much how they have to play against Vici Gaming. They have to play unpredictable. They have to go for these kind of crazy plays, and
it's just going to be so tough in these later fights when you've got the massive AoE and team fight of Vici, and Hot 6 just have a hook shot to initiate. That's really it. Their team fight does not stack up against the Shaker, the AoE. They're going to need to find the pickoffs here, gods.
Yeah, and Leshrac is pretty scary how much farm he's got. Looks like he'll pick up a point booster now from the side shop, and this is 1k HP on a Leshrac just 9 minutes into the game.
Well, it was obvious there was a hill ward when Clockwork died twice on top of his own hill, and at long last they get the D ward, but it definitely already did its work. Still, hookshot is available here. Maybe make a jump on iceiceice, Sunbee's thinking. There's also a haster near bottom. Can they contest this? This could be big for MVP. Vici Gaming moving to the river. Super's going to try to grab him, but he's thwarted. Sunbee wrangles him in. They immediately Laguna him. That makes MP a very happy man as he starts rushing in. They track Fenrir. They can start to mince into him, but Hal's waiting with the chains. Can they focus the Bloodseeker down? They sure can. And there's no Huskar for this fight. He's all farming bottom. So it ends up being a 1-for-1. They do kill the Leshrac, which is certainly nice, but not a track kill. The dive from 4M. Oh, he jumps in with the dunk onto the creep to get in range for the last auto attacks on iceiceice. That's some creativity there, folks.
Yeah, and a good kind of sequence of events overall for Hot 6. Getting the Lesh kill especially. That was a Lesh with a dominating streak, and Sunbee kind of making up for some of his earlier game mishaps there by getting that nice initiation, taking the rune away.
And they do have track gold now.
Oh yeah. So this is where you've got to be careful with your Vici Gaming. I think you want to play kind of a more... They're going to be playing a much more kind of calculated, slow-paced, methodical game where they pick their fights a bit better. They probably want to go back to what they were doing a lot in Game 1, which is using their smokes to find kills as a team, and it seems they are grouping up at bottom lane with FY having a smoke.
This is a large smoking party, and Clockwork Rocket didn't actually see the smoke. I think it barely clipped the Earthshaker backing off, but that is not a giveaway. And Sunbee walks right into it. He's got a hook. He does manage to get the cogs off, but that's way too much magic damage. No chance. Cogs are stolen. And with the Rubik's Lift, this is a pretty nice spell. He can just pop the cogs and then pull them right back in as they look to focus heroes down.
Wondering if Huskar's going to try for the sneaky roach. It's something...
You're Radiant. It's so risky, but maybe they go for it.
Yeah. You wonder maybe because it's the riskier and less expected it is, the maybe more likely it is to work, but...
We saw it from Cloud9, but you have to be patient with your time. You can't just run in right away.
You kind of got to wait until Vici Gaming feel like they're ahead and have the advantage and they're pushing down towers, and suddenly you just like smoke past everything and sneak your way in there. But at this stage of the game, I don't think it's a risk worth taking. Whoop, rupture mid.
Silence and no stuns. Something MVP's a bit light on as they stole the blood right. That's a big one. Level 3, you've got good setup from the Rubik Lift as well as the Fissure. Fissure into blood right can really ruin MVP's day. And remember, that is pure damage, which can be a nice tool for dealing with the Huskar.
Dire's top tower, Radiant's bottom
tower. The tier 1
tower
bottom here, Vici Gaming. Pulling ahead a bit in terms of gold. It was about dead even with that. MVP, it feels the whole game plan just revolves around 4F. He's the one who's most farmed. He's the one that can go in, but he's got to be patient about it. Find the openings. That's the only way for 4F. And there's your first dunk attempt, but he gets lifted and quickly nuked down, blasted to smithereens. They didn't even need the blood right as he gets trapped on the wrong side of a Fissure, and that's a quick trip back to the fountain for him. Jarek's dusted. He's next. It's 3 dead. Vici are giving no quarter, and they just know where MVP wants to move. And I wouldn't be surprised if there's salt in the wound and they get dewarded mid in a matter of moments.
Yeah. It's tricky as a Husker because this is a hero who often runs around on that super low HP, just armlet toggling around, never healing up to full, or just using whatever little HP regen he has to walk around. And problem is, Rubik Telekinesis, Earthshaker Fissure, and then you just dump the pure damage of Timbersaw on top. That's a dead Husker anytime he gets caught out, and Vici Gaming have the numbers, which they did. In that case, all they needed was Rubik and Timbersaw. That's the worry for Husker, and it feels like he will have to alter his playstyle where he's not constantly just leaving the armlet on like 25% HP, because otherwise he'll just get punished over and over again.
And as the game goes on, they just have to get BKBs. There's really no other way. There's so much magic damage, a lot of pure damage, especially in the case of the Huskar, and if they don't have it, the chances of not getting caught seem very slim. But he is going to jump on iceiceice. Lagoon is there. Does he get up the pure damage combo for it? And he does! He didn't get the armlet toggle! He's dead again! MP will find one kill, but then he loses his move speed. Oh, he finds that fly. That's a double! He's got a Rupture now. This could be more! Rupture Super, you might get yourselves 4 kills! He's in trouble. It's Super's turn to run. And although he looks to immolate them down, he won't survive. A brutal overextension from Vici Gaming that they pay for dearly. That, my friends, is almost a 3,600 gold swing.
Maybe it's not the Husker they have to play around. It's just you bait the Husker, I guess.
That's the play there.
Yeah. It's very much. I think Vici Gaming are just like, okay, the Husker's the problem here. Once we kill him, we're good. But I mean, Clockwork is. This is the stage of the game where Clockwork can shine. Bloodseeker, well, he can do Bloodseeker things. He's level 11 now, has max Blood Ride as well as Thirst. And once you throw all your spells.
Uh-oh. iceiceice just use the chain. If they can just hit this stun, he's done for. The silence is there. He chains out of the silence, and he might keep on going. But MP's bringing him low. He's got another chain. He doesn't get it off. iceiceice overextending and giving up a freebie as MP goes from having just Treads and Midas, he literally completed them right before that fight, to having suddenly 2 components for a BKB.
Yeah, you talked about how important BKBs are going to be this game, and MP wasting no time whatsoever going for his. I think that's going to be what Furov goes for. Maybe get some Treads along the way, but there aren't really any big item needs. Like evasion, not really important here because there aren't that many right-click damage heroes. It's all about the pure damage from the Timbersaw as far as dealing with him. So the only other item which sometimes you see Huskers buy is like a Guardian Greaves, but I don't feel like this is a particularly strong Greaves game.
Maybe you go back for it if you really want to tank up, but yeah, it feels like BKB first for sure. And for now, it's Jerax who picks up the headdress. Not sure if he wants Vlad's or Mech here. We've seen both builds on Bounty Hunter. Oh, they have found Sunbeam. Tries to TP out, and oh, the Fissure barely clipped him. Not sure if they had vision or if that was just prediction, but either way, he gets lifted and dropped, and they will have to forfeit his life as Jerax just watches helplessly from the trees. Keen trying to do a bit of foot pushing there, but he'll need to retreat soon as well. Fenrir's going to have a Fissure soon. If anybody else is coming, he may end up dying here. It doesn't look like it. By the way, we have not talked about how, and that's good news for Vici because he's got already a Battle Fury Gods. He went Treads, pretty unusual item on Ember. We almost always see the phase boots, and now he's got a completed Battle Fury, so he will be farming rather quickly as this game moves along.
Yeah, normally, I mean, he has been a fairly active Ember Spirit, but by no means the standard kind of go into every fight with phase drums. The Treads Acolyte is, and even the Magic Wand gives him good sustain and decent abilities to fight. He's very tanky. It's like you're sitting on 1100-1200 HP fairly early on, but doesn't quite have the same uptime as the stats that drums give you. But as a result, he's going to be a much bigger late game threat, and this is a fantastic Battle Fury timing.
It's a quick one. Bloodseeker's BKB nearly complete. MP might end up being the man who has to run in first here. Let's take a look at Forev. What does he have? Just the Ogre Club, so a bit farther off. But if they can get that double BKB, maybe around that 23-minute mark, that could be the opportunity for MVP to just rush in and guns a-blazing, look for a bunch of kills. We'll go back to farming. It seems that's the game plan. They just feel like Forev needs to catch up. Well, not catch up, but more get that next key item for himself.
And even fighting without the Bloodseeker BKB, probably a bad idea, as he'd be back home from bottom lane and pick it up, it looks like. iceiceice, you can see the damage that body offers. iceiceice is still a fantastic body. He's died quite a lot this game. He's also got some key kills on the Husker, but Item-wise and level-wise, he's in a solid position. He's well out farming the Clockwork now. He's also a much higher level than the Clockwork, so despite Stumpy's good early start,
big dive by Hal. He uses smoke to jump in with a Remnant, and then follows up with a nice chains, gets the catch. That's the death of the Lina. They shred him out, and they hook onto FY, catching him in the cops. He might end up getting some bonus roll here. The Timbersaw is coming out and connects on two, and he rushes in with an unexpected BKB, but the Edict damage might be enough to bring him down. He Bloodstone tonight, so MP doesn't heal. This leaves Forev a little freer to roam, but there's still some lockdown available, and they're going to commit onto him. Echo Slam there, everything thrown at the Husk. No armlet toggle for you, sir. 4 fall. If Bloodseeker managed to get that last hit and healed up to nearly full gods, maybe that would have been their fight, but they just didn't get it.
And also just helped out, like, Hal was getting low from the burning spears of the Husker, so he'll hit back up there to full HP, and just across the board, it just gave Vici Gaming that little boost in ability to continue the fight and just outclass MVP, so that was a key fight for them, and it feels like Vici Gaming's lineup is just going to scale a lot better. The Husker, I mean, a gimmicky pick by nature to begin with, hasn't really delivered. And he's been completely countered by the Timbersaw and the lockdown. And it's only going to get worse as time goes on. The BKB timing, I feel like it's not going to be early enough. And Vici Gaming by that point will have items like Force Staffs, Glimmer Capes. They can look to just kite him around, wait for the BKB to wear off, and go from there.
He's gone back into a Tranquil Boots, actually, as we'll see a Remnant away. And this is tough to deal with. How just not taking Rupture damage. They don't have that reliable lockdown for him. Tranquil Boots, though.
It's
just feeling like he needs something right now, but it is going to even further delay the BKB and really limit a lot of his damage output as the game progresses.
Give him a little bit of armor against the Sleight of Fist, but I mean, the physical damage hasn't really become a problem
It's
yet.
the pure damage that's really killing him.
And that's where, I guess it's a bit more movement speed maybe, but overall, yeah, it was just a small spend of money. I feel like Treads maybe would have been a little bit better, but more importantly, just stay on ground boots till you have your BKB.
It's like a sign of the times, you know. He goes from dominating the safe lane to, I better buy whatever I can right now. Give me your cheapest wares, Mr. Shopkeeper, because that's all I got money for.
Yeah. So, for MVP, Hot 6, they're still kind of somewhat grouped up near this top lane. They want to center things around the Bloodseeker, who does have a completed BKB. Create space for it to work on his, and for the most part, he is getting that space, farming up the Ancients and now making a move towards the mid lane in the Radiant jungle. But Vici Gaming all across the map, they're farming, they're taking towers. How is just solo pushing a tier 2 bottom.
And the game's a lot slower, and it feels like slower right now is very much to Vici Gaming's liking. Even though there's 31 kills, most of them are on Vici's side. They're the one controlling the tempo. They've got the good aggressive wards up. Vision going their way. They have farm on playmaking supports here, especially FY's Rubik, who, by the way, I did not mention it, stole Rupture, and he's going to immediately Rupture MP bottom lane. Might still get the tower. Deny, and he will now go ahead and steal the Blood Rage. Potentially a big pickup, and Dire actually the one's getting the last hit on the tower.
He puts the Blood Rage on Hao, who does a ton of damage there. Goes for another Sleight of Fist.
That's a scary spell in Ember, because he's invulnerable every time he throws in the Sleight of Fist. They did get the Earthshaker, though. Finally, MVP able to find a pickoff here in the jungle. Man, it feels like it's been a while.
Yeah, it really has. Husker wants to just go from like kill to kill, or at least if he's not finding kills, he wants to be just power farming in the jungle, taking Roshan, which he hasn't been able to do at any point in this game. Just not feeling comfortable with Hot 6's map control and just general pressure that they're applying on the map. And as a result, things have been going more and more toward Vici Gaming's favor.
Sunby grabbing a haster in here, but taking heavy damage from Hal. Reinforcements could come for the Timber, who's cutting off the path of retreat, and Sunby does end up falling. He tried for the hook to safety, had no target, and drops. Another takedown for Vici Gaming as they sit only at a 2k gold lead despite it all, gods. It doesn't look that bad, but it just feels like Hot 6 are completely on the back foot.
Yeah, we'll have to see how things kind of turn when Forev gets the BKB, but you've got Force Staff already being built on Sanger and not going for the Blink Dagger. Great item against the Clockwork, of course, and I think just as great against the Husk guy. It helps himself as well as whichever teammate gets caught, so I think Force Staff is going to be the name of the game. Even someone like FY, as much as Blink is such a great playmaking item on Rubik, I could see him going for a secondary Force Staff. It's going to be a kind of key item this game for Vici Gaming. Support items, Glimmer Capes, Force Staffs, Blink Daggers.
Oh, Forev, don't do it, man. Don't do it.
They're waiting. Okay, Timbersaw just TP'd in. They're ready now to deal with him.
Vici are just too quick to respond.
The Radiant ward sees him, though. This is a valuable ward coming from Hot 6.
MP may end up having to blow his BKB here if he doesn't get out. He is moving out. Keeps on hugging the cliff. Meanwhile, Hal moving in. Jumps on the mid lane. Wants to go on Sunbeam. Rounding forward. There's the blade now. Chain is going to connect. Hal's going to drop quickly with this, but Sunbeam a bit faster with the Sleight of Fist. You don't take the blade mail damage. So he survived. The chains maybe going to come out again as they hunt towards Jerax. Just clear out the creep wave. Track number 2. And there's your rupture. Hal got to stop running. He wants to get back to the tower first. But MP, he looks to dive this with the BKB available. They get the first kill. I don't think he gets super, though. Desperately wanting to join him in the chase. But they can't quite do it, so it's up to iceiceice to get the hell away, because he suddenly found himself way behind enemy lines, has no TP for 13 seconds. Can he pull off a classic iceiceice play? Chains up to the high ground. Looks like he can, God. Somehow he gets out.
All right. No, their lockdown is somewhat lackluster on the MVP Hot 6 side, where they're not getting someone with the hookshot and the cogs. Lina stun. There's no setup for a support Lina stun, which is always something you have to worry a little bit about, but Hot 6 still making it work, just the kind of snowball potential of Husker and Bloodseeker within any one given fight has worked out from them for the most part when they've needed it. But
and once they get that double BKB, we may see them just go tower diving like crazy, but that is not a good way to get ready for it. Dives the tower, gets caught by a fissure, just desperately wanted a little more map control for his team, and 4F pays the ultimate price here.
Yes.
Or, sorry, MP. Could be next. Yeah. He tries to stun super, and he jukes the stun, but he still gets fissured, and another lightning's going to come out. I think he's in anyway. FY self-blood raging just for a little bit of extra Fade Bolt damage. We'll get the kill. Oh, sheesh. These guys can't catch a break. MVP, no mercy from Vici. You took a game off of the Tiger. It's going to bite you right back.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Nice little draft here. The Timbersaw so far looking good. Bloodstone up to 10 charges, and now they're talking to Yul Center as well to offer his team some more control and just ability to. I mean, you've got so much lockdown already. This is just going to get insane.
So good versus the Bloodseeker silence as well. That's like to me the big way he can maybe die here.
That's a really valuable use for it.
On the side of MVP, I would love to see a Yules on the Lina here, just to remove the Ember Flame Guard and also as a good setup for his stun. But oh, Jerax, so unfortunate. He just walks into a sentry. Super was waiting. Probably not the stun.
You've got the Radiant Observer there too. So you're like, okay, this hasn't been dewarded. That means there's no sentries around.
It's literally just out of range.
Of 2 separate sentries. Like,
oh, sheesh.
That's life as a bounty hunter. Some games you just get a bit unlucky.
He can TP out. 4F can't do this alone. He needs a +1. He's gonna go for it now with the Alpha Wolf Super. TP maybe burns to death with the well.
He's bubble spamming. Okay.
That was close though. Whew. Giving him a bit of a sweat. He'll be fine in the end. Why is a Black King bar dropped? What's going on here, gods?
Well, you know. Just casual BKBs on the ground.
And he, yeah, in a bit deep mid. I feel like MVP just starting to get a bit frustrated here. It is the end of the day. It's been a pretty late day. It was supposed to end, what, 3-4 hours ago? So yeah, maybe that's a factor here. And with the start Vici's had, it's got to be frustrating. Now the gold lead starts to get out of hand. A 6K gold lead, 8K experience, and Vici into the pit. They are scouted. They have the double BKBs. This could be the moment for MVP. Will we see the Great Age of Steel again? They're coming in without vision, but now they've just been scouted. Jerax leading the way, the Rocket again, giving some sight. Too far to dive on Defender. They're not going to go. They do stop the Roche for now. Gives their Lina time to respawn. And MVP, they'd really love to have that Aegis for themselves. You've got Huskar, Bloodseeker, 2 heroes that just want to go ham, dive, and then at least have a second life if they overcommit.
Yeah. To me, the big worry here for MVP is, as much as their 2 main carries, Husker and Bloodseeker, are farming their items progression is going pretty well, especially for the Bloodseeker. For Vici Gaming, it's all across the board. The supports are getting utility items. You've got the Blink on Rubik, the Force Staff from the Earthshaker. For Radiant side, Clockwork has just been struggling. He's 0-9. Heen has just been food this game as well, and even the Bounty Hunter, I mean, like, a lot of bad luck's going to come Jerax's way, like we saw at top lane, where he's getting punished for any kind of aggressive movement he makes on the map. So the three kind of support slash off lane hero of the MVP, they're not transitioning at all, whereas Vici Gaming have heroes that are going to continue to be effective as this game drags towards the late game.
It's funny how slow a hasted Bloodseeker looks. He should be so much more impressive, but he's not. Oh, they're going for it, guys. Smoke into the Roche Pit. They have the Ice Armor creep. This should be easy. And Vici Gaming don't even have a clue. They may take the tier 2 top. As long as nobody dies here, this is a big win. Jerax, he's in the danger zone, just hugging the creep wave, but that's an acceptable loss for danger zone. It looks like it will be shredded, but they get Forev a second life. He doesn't have a TP though. He's gonna have to walk back. And Vici, they may just go high ground through this. They have the BKB on super. They just completed the needle somehow.
They spot Huska.
And they're running, and he stopped to even farm the lane a little bit. He's got to get back. He's dumped the creeps to just get in as quickly as possible. They even are forced to use the Rupture on iceiceice, who keeps on running and just dying to Rupture. Now trying to TP on any sort of nuke. Zap him, hook him, do something, men! They just can't get the job done. Now they buy back the bounty. That's for not FY stealing the hook shot. Everybody looking to make their way out. How gonna jump in and out, and MVP just getting their ankles broken here by Vici.
Yeah, the hook shot, I think, hitting a teammate there, and
that really is frustrating if you're MVP.
Yeah, I mean, ultimately they hold, they don't really lose too much. Huska actually got the mid-tier 1 tower, which is a pretty important objective at this point. Like, having a mid-tier 1 tower at 30 minutes in the game is a huge advantage for a team, so... And
they still, it's only a bounty hunter buyback. I mean, let's be real here. As long as he's alive tracking people, that's all that matters.
Yeah, it's not a big deal as far as his economy goes, but it's very much like Vici Gaming controlling the game, being the puppeteers. They're the ones forcing Hot 6 around and just kind of toying with them from time to time, it seems. And
I'm afraid of this FY hook shot, because he can just hook in, lift if he'd like, and then immediately blink out. It's just a free jump in whenever they want.
Derek's playing very aggressive once more with his positioning. Oh, they actually spotted it out.
If he guessed right, Super would have just killed him there from full HP. And that, oh, okay, that's a Rubik. Maybe hoping to catch him and then go for the dust if he
if you hit something blind, you kind of know.
Here comes the real hook, and they are bringing in Jerax as well. He has the track on House, so they see the rotation. And if they see Hal running top, there's probably more. He retracks House. They've only got one hero giving them a bit of sight. But they're sieging with Forev, and he has picked up a Reaver. He's getting tankier and tankier. This could be that fight where MVP get out of control.
Yeah, this is where Vici Gaming, I think it's, if you feel like you can get the position you need to take the fight, go for it, but by no means is this like a important tower for them in the big picture of things here. This is a position where a bad fight could very much come their way. Aegis, Huska, up to 2k total HP, obviously he's not going to be sitting there. He doesn't want to be sitting on 2k HP, otherwise he's got no attack speed and no Berserker's blood. But this is, Huska can cause a lot of problems for them.
They really want to make something happen with this. You can just see it. They keep on sieging, and Super is going to stun though, and this gives iceiceice the opening. He's going to throw out the shot for him. The heal comes through, and let's go for it! You want to slam? Super, I'm going to jam you down. He jumps in, look for the armlet toggle, nothing just yet. He tanks it all. He did commit his BKB though, and with that, I think he's got to get out. He doesn't the Aegis, but they can just change some of these. Oh, he goes on FY. That's a track kill. He wants more, and now FP's found his opening straight on Defender, but the Bloodstone keeps him alive a bit longer. Not long enough. That's 3 down. And then, oh, he's trying to retreat out. iceiceice will get tracked. This could be another track kill. This is getting out of hand. And iceiceice also with the Bloodstone denied. He's going to have to give up the goat. They all end up crashing out. Actually, more track didn't even get his off. So that's only one Bloodstone denied there. But gods, they found the fight. That's a 4.5k gold swing, 3.5k experience, and all of a sudden Hot 6 and right back in.
That's the power of the Aegis. That's just Vici Gaming overconfidence in their ability to just kite the Husker. At some point, like, yeah, okay, you threw a stun, you're chipping away, taking away from it. He's just like, well, I'll just dive in and die for this kill.
Coming in, the dunk gets dodged by Yule Scepter, and he's still going in. He's really feeling like he can take on the world right now, but no Aegis. He does have the heart, but the pure damage is going to make this one very difficult. Heal yourself, my man. Nice hook. They try to engage. He does over the cogs. The armlet tunnels. It's not enough. FY probably going to immolate to this, but they need more. Bloodseeker running fast as Speedy Gonzalez, but just not quite enough. And The BKB, when it's up, makes him God, but when it's down, he is ever so mortal.
Yeah, and it was a really nice life break because he completely got onto the other side of the cogs, separated himself from the Timbersaw, but Timbersaw got him with the chakram from like from max range or something. So
Dire's
it
middle
looked
tower
like a fantastic. I mean, it was a really nice life break.
Oh no! How went for the blink dagger, but he has the BKB TP out. Oh, looks like Hal wants to try to show maybe that he too knows how to Ember Spirit, but you got to do more than that, Hal. He's not quite there yet.
Surprised? I thought it was going to go for a Satanic as well. As much as like you love being on low HP, but every now and then you're like really low. You just want to heal up a bit. Popping a Satanic can give you that little bit of invulnerability. Yeah. But
I definitely would be surprised if he doesn't get one eventually, especially with the Dominator already picked up. It feels very poor on Huskar, but
itemizing against the Timbersaw is like there's no item to do with pure damage at this point. I mean, BKB, you could go with what? BKB Refresher, but you don't really get benefit from a Refresher.
No, you just got maybe a Hex would be okay. Ideally, he's not the one to get it though. If you're Huskar, you just want to tank up and let your teammates lock them down while you dish out the heavy damage.
So for MVP, at some point they're going to need cores outside of the Huskar offering a lot in these fights. And that's what, not even just cores, like someone like Alina, you want to have killing potential coming out from Heen. Alina's a hero who can still scale really well with Ags, with 4-star heals, whatever it may be. So I wouldn't even mind them giving Heen some farm priority because of how important he could be going to the late game.
They got eyes on iceiceice, but he's rather mobile. He will just calmly chain away, retreat out. They just need to fight more. They really want to, but Vici Gaming keep on fencing around, dodging as much as possible. Vici wants to play the farm game, it feels like. Just continue to pile up items, get to the point where you can survive the Huskar jump long enough to wait out the BKB, to chain stun him, and just play for the late game here.
Yeah, big thing for MVP is if they can get another Roshan. That was the key to their success in the top lane. Having Aegis on Huskar, that is something they're definitely going to be looking to try and achieve again, which is going to be up in sometime in the next 2 to 5 minutes. So not going to be easy, because Vici Gaming are also going to recognize that was their downfall in that top fight. So they're going to be looking to kind of keep eyes on Roshan when it respawned.
And they've gotten the gem now. And no longer, if you go back to that fight top, they had the track on the Ember, which it felt like was a lot of the reason why the fight works. They saw the Vici rotation, they knew they were burning in the team, and this time around, if he goes for those types of aggressive tracks, he's gonna end up dead.
FY just roaming around his secret shop area, trying to get some D-ward action going, and using the Curry even for vision.
Gonna be disappointed, no wards in the neighborhood. In fact, there's only one ward on the entire map. It's just this solitary defensive observer ward. Dunby is about to get caught. Oh, this is trouble for the Clockwork. He backs off. They were just begging for him to come in.
Yeah, he's seeing the slide.
In fact, this may actually be good. Sure, iceiceice is here, but not sure.
iceiceice doesn't offer any like counter gank potential as far as like stuns or.
And the hook shot misses. Sunby, he couldn't find it. Needed a hook into a. Actually, I don't know if they have him even then.
Hook LSA. I mean, you can hook and then try and push him with the call.
You need to like hook LSA while the LSA is going off, get off the silence, and then you have a chance. Yeah. But yeah, it's a pretty tough build. This is where Ember really gave Secret. What's it? Secret? Cloud9 fits earlier.
Yeah.
Because it feels like the way to play Ember right now is you just never let your opponents push, and you're almost impossible to gank, at least with the heroes that are in vogue right now. And if anyone comes on their own, you just start finding these free pickoffs. And Hao is, it feels like he's copy-pasting what Maybe did earlier.
Yeah, he's so deep on the map, but they just don't have the ability to really lock him in place. The hook shot into an LSA with a Cogs is about it, but even then you need damage on top of that. So I'd say it'd take 4 heroes probably to kill him. Maybe they could do it with 3.
It almost feels like they have to get a Hex at some point. Ideally with a Blink or a Force on that same hero.
Maybe something Clockwork can consider. He has completed Aghanim Scepter now back at base.
For now, 4F's just going to walk into the pit. And FY wants to get the hell away. He blinks out.
Map control around this Roshan pick going to become so important for both these two teams.
And that's what Hao's all about. Sure, he's top, but he just keeps on pushing the lane. MVP has to back, and since Vici or Dire, they're always going to have the easier access into the pit.
You lose some vision there as some Radiant dewarding goes on, but Things slowing down now, and how? Well, he's not just pushing out creep waves, he's actually pressuring a tier 3 tower.
Can they change them? They cog him back, they need... Oh, they can't get it.
Very close.
I mean, that just shows you how hard it really is.
Yeah, it's...
I almost feel like they have no choice but to get ahead.
That was just the right execution. Lina, I mean, it's so hard for... If Lina's already there in position, then Ember Spirit knows Lina's like missing on the map and probably isn't there. So it's only because Lina TP's in, then goes for that 4-star play that it was remotely.
And he's always got a remnant. How much going to TP out? How much is 4.3k? Another Battle Fury, Lincoln's, Boots of Travel. What do you think here?
Normally you see like a second Daedalus.
Radiant's bottom tower
the later
is
the
under
game goes,
attack.
it's very much about just single target hero killing potential, which is going to come more from the crits than the cleave. So second Daedalus is probably going to be his item choice. He's sending the secret shop now.
Oh, the Hulk again, MVP fucking each other. Even though iceiceice was ruptured, he changed back. Meanwhile, while that's happening, they know they can go and mean bottom. They find the easy takedown on the Lina. Now they'll have to back. That hurts. Rubik even stealing the Light Strike array on his way out. I'm feeling for Sunbi here. Whether it's miscommunication or just teammates not cooperating, he just keeps on getting blocked.
It's such a tough game with the Hot 6 draft. Like, there's not really enough synergy between the heroes. They can't find pickoffs easily. The Ember Spirit just has free reign to split push. I mean, VG Gaming are never grouped as 5, except when they feel like they have to defend the MVP Hot 6 push like a top lane. And even then, that's kind of when they're weak. When they're at their strongest is when they have Ember Spirit alone top. They're leaving FY bottom, and that's where, like, FY with Super just backing up the Super Left Strike. They're just having heroes solo push lanes when they feel it's safe. Completely splitting the map, out-farming their opponents, outplaying their opponents.
How? Jumping in. He blinks forward, and he gets both aggressive. He's got the remnant back, and see you later. But guess who's waiting? It's Jarex. He can't go.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
How wins.
That would be pretty amazing.
That's impressive. Jarex is like... he found the record, but little does it matter.
If only he had 4 items right now, then he could go for that.
Goes for the blink north and TP out. Cheeky little play. MKB, okay. No evasion yet, but he can cancel TPs.
And often something a Bloodseeker and a Huskar will go.
Yeah, yeah. Huskar going for an Aghanim Scepter, actually, wants that short cooldown life break.
I feel like he hasn't been life breaking much this game.
Oh, bounty. He gets found and dusted.
That's what you get for following me.
Double damage.
Don't come after me. That's how. It's just like you said, VG Gaming are just completely in control of the movements more than anything. With how constantly parked top, with little lockdown for him. I don't know how they do it. Barring a blink hex on somebody.
Yeah, they need a lot of items. I think if Lina was really farmed this game, would be looking a little bit. There's a hookshot now. That's the hookshot Sunbee's been looking for, and they do pick off Life Drag. It's going to come down to continue to find these pickoffs. Problem is, it's not even that bad of a scenario. Again, VG Gaming are still in control, even when they're having Life Drag get picked off. They take a tier 3 tower top. It's not the ideal scenario, but most of the time they've been making that play, no one's getting picked off.
He left the base, VG were smoked, and they punish him.
It's just, again, they're splitting this top and bottom lane attention so well, and MVP Hot 6 just don't really have the resources to deal with it.
And I've seen this movie before, gods.
You've got to just continually force him to fire Remnant back, but...
The cooldown's low enough that as long as he only has to use 1 to retreat every time you go on it, he's always going to have it. I feel this wasn't really the VG Gaming plan when they drafted. You know, it wasn't, okay, we're just going to split push with Ember and stall endlessly. It felt like it was much more like we're just going to dominate them with our 5-man in the mid-game, but they just adjusted so nicely after that one team fight that went poorly top. Okay, you're never team fighting us again. We're just going to park our Ember top, the rest of the team will move around the map with aggressive wards up, and we'll get a gem so you don't have vision, and you're just not going to see us until we walk out with 6 items and an Aegis on our Ember.
And like you said, at this point, the only answer is farming a Hex on someone, and that's going to be tricky. That's going to be the kind of where Lina would not going to be able to get anything of the sort. Lina wants like an Ag Scepter, wants even a Shadow Blade could be great, because that's what he can get. Like with the Shadow Blade.
They're going in, the vision blocks a couple of though. That's a ballsy hook. Well, it worked for them before. Now the Blood Rage coming out. Oh, well,
Ow.
They did kill him once, but he's got an Aegis for round number 2. They live for it. They're going to try to clip him here. He's got a dunk down anyway. It's not really going to matter. That's why trapped within the pit. Hal has only one Remnant, and he's going to use it to get up to the high ground and retreat as the Bloodseeker of MP marches in, wants to finish up super, then dunks the chain stun the BKB World at the wrong freaking time. 4F now is going to get thrashed by the pure damage of iceiceice if he continues the chase. MVP, they do pop the Aegis. It's not a terrible fight as far as that goes, but
the chase is on.
They just can't kill the Ember or the Leshrac, it feels. At least not twice.
It's the searing change on Lena, and it looks like they want to play a bit more gold.
I don't know if they can do it for him. They really need iceiceice to be the one that bursts him down. He throws up the gun, Chakra, but screw it, man. It's time for me to fight. I've been waiting for this moment all game long. Hal, meanwhile on the run, he just wants to pick off the backside of MVP, and that's Heen on the backside. Quickly dealt with. He's just outmaneuvering them at this point, but there's a hope that finds iceiceice. He may not be able to get out here. Has the dual scepter ready, and no chance. No chance, but for Cleave, not quite enough. Oh, suicide there. Does end up making his way out, and Hal
has a fire
always has a remnant. Yep. He just always has the one remnant he needs. No. And zippity-doo-dah. See you later.
He's gone. Well,
his remnant control has been really good this game. I don't think we've seen Hal once caught without a remnant in a key situation.
Yeah, he's very disciplined play from a very aggressive carry play, but I think he wants to be aggressive, so it's like, okay, the only way I can get away with this is if I play with that safety factor of having the remnant, and he always has it really far back. It's never just like, oh, let's just put it like 1200 range behind where my hero's pushing. It's like, no, let's have it halfway across the map and then go push the lane.
4,000 range. How's that sound?
Yeah, that's a bit safer. Buys a boots of travel, so this is going to give him some great global presence. He's constantly kind of TPing back to base, and he can use this just to kind of sustain himself very well.
You know, if only the dunk from Huskar just followed the Ember Spirit all across the map, then you'd have your potential counter, but
that'd be the solution then.
And boots of travel to pick up, so even more mobility for Hal to start stealing ancient stacks here. And at this point, can sell the treads, can get that second Daedalus you mentioned. We saw the rapier for maybe. Don't know if you really need it as much this game, but we'll find out. Hal engaging on a Sunbeam. He is going to commit and
can still see the potential of MVP's lamp. I don't feel like they're out of this. The Huskar in that last fight was a complete beast. Even when he had like double chakram on him, when he started at full HP, iceiceice brought him down to like maybe 2/3 to half HP, and then Leshrac died, support started dying. The bounty kind of really benefited the Huskar as well, giving him track vision, giving him the extra bit of movement speed, and just helping him kind of lock onto targets. So still potential here, but it's always going to come down to how do you lock down the Ember Spirit ever? How do you stop the split push, which was causing the problem? And it's going to come down to farming a Hex, farming a Shadow Blade on Alina, just getting some items to help them deal with it. I don't know if they can help from 4, like he's maybe going to consider something like a Hex.
I think it's going to come from Jerax. He's got 2,800 gold and a Void Stone.
Ooh, okay.
And if they get boots of travel 2 on the Huskar, he can just BOT on top of the Invis Bounty Hunter. They can Hex and they just go. That seems to be the play.
I like the sound of that.
And potentially then the Bloodseeker could join in eventually. He's up to 4k gold. Then maybe they have their solutions. As Hal just starts working on range tracks. He's gonna jump away. But I think that could really give them trouble, because then the Ember needs a teammate there, or he needs sentries everywhere, or he's gonna get caught.
Yeah.
Alright, meanwhile, 4F is in very deep mid. Whoa, he's going in. That Denver even Ghost Scepters the dunk. This man up getting killed a bit quicker. They try to change the form, but good damage is strong. He goes in, and he took too much before he BKB. He will drop. That's a crazy pickoff. It puts Hal on a wicked 6 streak, and there's actually no buyback.
Oh, he TP's top immediately. Has the fire and back at base as well.
It's only Sunbeam here. The Cog's in a good position, but this damage is really going to stack up. He forces Sunbeam almost back to the wall already. FD is coming in. Rupture's there. He has a remnant, and Hal is gone again. He is toying with them so beautifully.
Lena also died in the middle of the map while a lot of that was going on. With another Timbersaw kill, so this is where Vici Gaming are just racking up items. Like iceiceice is about to have an Octarine core as well on Timbersaw. That's actually a huge item. It means that all of your nukes can have a much shorter cooldown, and especially important against the Huskar to just keep dishing out that pure damage when he's got him as stinky as he is.
And now they start looking for X. Vici Gaming, they want their point. They might not get 3 off the Hot 6, who looks very mortal coming into of this game, but they at least want to walk away with something to show for it. And now for our dead at this point, the gem even hits the deck. The Bloodseeker sound only going to barely clip FY, and no chance that Bloodseeker can go in on his own. He will buy a Basher, a tiny sliver of lockdown, but already 2 lanes are about to fall. They crash in, working on the tier 3 bottom. This could be instantly 3 melee wrecks gone. 48 minutes in, Vici Gaming starting to really get out of hand here, and they jump in and tank the damage. Sunbi just hooking for Holy's worth, but it's not worth a whole hell of a lot. And it's up to 4F. Yule Scepter says, it's not even up to you. We're just retreating now. We'll let the Ever Spirit deal with your backline. Teen almost dead from a single Slam Fist as Hao jumps away, continuing to kite and control MVP. They may back now, but they've gotten what they came for, which is a hell of a lot of damage on the base. 4F with the big dump, but Thunder waiting. He goes with the Enchant Totem. You need to BKB. He can't get it off. And then die again without bombing it. 2 deaths in a row. I think a creep even got Laguna placed there by eating that. Either way, doesn't really matter. 4 heroes dead, and GG. MVP Hot 6, hugely impressive in game number 1, and they had their shots here in game 2, guys, but yeah, they just weren't quite organized enough to take Vici Gaming down 2-0.
No, this was a unique draft coming out from Hot 6, trying to pull out the Husker, and it was fun to watch, but you could just see Vici Gaming like, we can deal with this trick. Game 1, it wasn't really a trick, it was just a